Black women, protect yourself at all costs, because there's a shortage of men that will even ask if you're okay after a situation happens. I was sitting in my spot, watching the tree line, watching the clouds, listening to my music before I go to work. I spent 3 hours yesterday washing my car. And the tree cutters come, and they're cutting the trees beside me, and I'm like, wow, just watching them do their work. And then I hear the leaf blower. He's coming from the tree line, and he's blowing everything up onto where I'm parked at and where other cars are parked at. So my car gets hit first, and it gets covered with dirt, debris, trash, everything. So I beat the horn for him to stop, and he doesn't stop. He continues to do it. And I beat the horn again, and I'm laying on the horn, and I'm looking at him. He looks at me, and he laughs. And then he turns the leaf blower the other way. I instantly got enraged, but professionally. I got out. I said, "Where's your boss? I need to speak to your boss." No English. Bitch, you know what the fuck I said. Go get your boss. So the tree guy is standing there smiling. Just smiling at by the trash can. I'm like, what? So then I see two other men with the same work crew, same shirts, coming towards me. And then they start working towards me. Whole time there's a black man sitting in the work van beside my car, watching, never got out. So I'm like, oh, this what we want to do? Bet. I go to my car, I grab my fucking steel bat. I get out the car, and I said, I want someone to go get their fucking boss before I start swinging. So back the fuck up away from me, back the fuck up away from my car, and go get your boss. They go get the boss. He asked me what's wrong, what happened. I told him, I showed him. He was like, oh gosh, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, let me give you money. First he said, let me follow you so I can wash your car. I said, bitch, you ain't touching my shit. Run your pockets, bro. Right now. All of you, run your pockets. So, they gave me $25 to wash my car. Well, he gave me $25, apologize or whatever. Asked me if I could move my car so the guy can continue blowing the leaves into the tree line, which is what he was supposed to do in the first place. I got in my car, and I looked over at the black guy, and he wouldn't even look at me. This pussy wouldn't even look at me. He didn't even ask me if I was okay, nothing. So I called somebody, and they were like, it wasn't his fight. It wasn't his job to get out and assist you. You're right. Right. But not even to ask if I was okay. I feel compelled to tell this little story right now. Black women, protect yourself at all costs, because there's a shortage of men that will even ask if you're okay after a situation happens.
Just a daily reminder that I ain't never seen a man that I fucking need, bitch. You're all replaceable. Don't ever get too comfortable, and don't ever think otherwise. You're a guest in this household, and you can be kicked out just as quickly as you were welcomed in. Thank you.
We now return to
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Racha HaKwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you brethren, you fellow believers of the truth, all you supporters of the truth, that includes you few sisters, and shalom to the elect. So anyway, I want to touch on this video. So many different directions to go in this video, but I'll try to keep it short. So you have this thick woman who she's upset that a Hispanic man blew leaves on the car, so she yells at the man and he smiles, or she hits the horn or something. Now, he doesn't understand English. He's probably thinking she's just speaking to him, or she may even like him. I don't know. Or he could have been being smart. Well, the smart thing would have been to just move the car. But, the black woman is very contentious and entitled, and they feel like that they can do whatever they want to do because they have the protection of the judicial system. And that's pretty much what it is. And I'll read a couple comments. And this comments, this this is for all women, I guess, you know. Anyway, there's a woman here that says, I'm sorry you felt unprotected. Now, we got to be the only group of species of male and female where the woman runs around like queens, right? Abuses and assaults men verbally and physically. And then when they're alone, there's nobody there to protect them. Then they want to blame another man who may have a wife and children himself, that he's going to take a risk to come out and protect some strange woman that he doesn't know and get his ass shot by some Hispanic that has a 45 loaded under the leaf blower. Somebody tells me, how can this make sense? And then when he dies a hero. But the father is gone, the husband is gone, and the majority of these young men are getting blown away in the streets is because of these women. So they blame us, you know. A lot of men has been taken to child support who literally protect their own children. Yeah, it happened to me. I protect my own children. I was raising them, doing everything the right way. The woman still wants to take you to child support, although she didn't get it, because the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai was on my side. But at the same time, you know, I was getting verbally assaulted, physically assaulted. The police comes and asks, is she okay? Now, I'm bleeding. They asked, is she okay? And you know what they did? They gave me an assault charge because I grabbed her from hitting me. This is the entitled woman that now believes that the world is hers, and that now the men, these simps, is now supposed to step in and protect them. From what? When you call the police on us and the court system on us to destroy us. Yeah, make that make sense. If you had a husband, you wouldn't have this problem. So she reaches out to all the sisters. Yeah. And all these lonely sisters have destroyed their marriages and they have nobody there to protect them. Not my problem, right? That man did a hell of a job. Stay in your damn car, mind your damn business, because that's exactly what I would have done. Proverbs 11:18, the wicked worketh a deceitful work, but to him or her that soweth righteousness shall be a sure reward. See, it says the wicked worketh a deceitful work, and that's what this woman has done. She's taken advantage of all the opportunity of men. She's probably getting child support or alimony. Who knows if she had the abort thing, right? Because the most dangerous place for infants is you know where. But yeah, they need to be protected. But the little ones, nope, they don't need protection. These young men that are running around in the street shooting and killing each other at 12 and 13 years old, you know what they do? They blame the fathers. No father around is not an excuse for a mother not to be a parent, because there is some mothers who truly do raise their children the right way. Their sons as well. But they don't care. Why? Because they're entitled. They feel that everything belongs to them. They're the queens that all these black simps has told them. They told them that they're queens. And they're the goddesses of the earth. But no other woman does that. Now, meanwhile, the white woman goes around saying, you know, I don't need a man, or we don't need men. But secretly, they got husbands and men. Yeah. This woman is taken. You don't understand that you're used to hurt us, but it's also going to hurt you in the long run. So anyway, let's look up this word. What did we go into? Wicked wages. Look at this word, wages, which means a hire to reward or reward. And this is what happened to Eve. She was hijacked, and said, yeah, your husband don't take care of you, doing a housing removal act, or what you want to say, the housing act for so-called families, which fathers were supposed to be a part of back in the 60s. And then they put hell on families, and then gave these women incentives and extra things. And if the man couldn't do well, and they would come in the house and make sure that he wasn't living in there, so he had to leave, And a woman took the bag because she wanted to protect her children, but she didn't, which means she sold out and she should have stayed with her husband. But no, that's Eve. Eve will sell out at the drop. Anyway, the Hebrew word seeker, primarily refers to wages, compensation of work, services rendered. It is used in the context of labor and employment, indicating the payment reward that is due to a worker. The term can also extend metaphorically to refers to the reward or consequences of one's action, whether positive or negative. That's why the scripture says, woe to them that are rich. You know, they received their consolation in the book of Luke, I think 6th chapter. You receive your reward. And now this is your reward. Right? We go to Galatians 6. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever one soweth, man or woman, that will he also reapeth. The nature of men and women was men was supposed to be there with women, vice versa. But the man was there as a protector. But somehow through feminism, they've elevated the woman to equality. And I don't understand how anything trumps protection. I don't understand how anything trumps protection. Protection and providing is the most important thing in a relationship. But for whatever reason, these women said, I don't need a man. But when their car breaks down, they go to a man to fix it. When their furnace breaks down, yep, a man comes in there to fix it. When their roofs are leaking, yeah, they get one of them Hispanic men to fix the roof. Or like this woman, the leaf blower and cutting the grass and everything else. But they don't need men. You know what happened if every man took off work for, I used to say 6 months, but 2 months. No trash pickup, no lawn care, no food, medicines. Yeah, and these times are coming. The times of Jacob's trouble are coming. And you Eves, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the heat. Jeremiah 4:30. And when thou art spoiled, what will thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rentest thy face with paintings, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee. They will seek thy life. You know, at the end of the day, all these compensation, these elevated, inflated PhDs, overpayments, this is all set up. You know, you could get a PhD in like a year. These women are just getting these skyrocketing degrees and they're setting them up in these places. This goes back to Exodus, the 1st chapter, right? When Ramses, what he wanted to do is put the children of Israel to work. And if he worked, he felt they wouldn't multiply. And this is what they did to the men. Well, now there's a new thing. They've done it to the woman and it's worked. This is all from the Lord, man. It's all the Lord. Let me read a comment. We are the most unprotected. Yeah, in my life, I never seen that. I mean, it's the men out there being blown away 9 times out of 10, or 8 out of 10 over a woman. What do you think Jake is fighting for? When he's selling those drugs, when he's trying to get that money, he's trying to be the head. He's trying to be a man. Although he's wrong in doing what he's doing, but he wants power. And it's power that runs the world. That's why Deborah told Barak, get up and fight. Because she knew if they lost, they would be taken for spoils. And women are casualties of war. According to the Bible and according to history. True facts. So these women, they get in these delusions and they feel like, well, since we screwed up, nobody wants us. My excuse is to get on TikTok and say, well, you know, men don't protect us anymore. And then all the groupies of feminism, they horn right in, and they say, yeah, it doesn't make sense. The black men, and they blaming all black men. So now they just made it worse for themselves. Because now the men that was going to protect them, likely not going to do it now. Like if I was a man on the fence and I seen this and I read these comments, hell, there's no way. I'm going to protect my own wife. I'm going to protect who's with me. Why would I need to protect a woman that's getting out the car with a baseball bat? And what man would be with something like that? How the hell is that feminine? You mean to tell me this woman goes in the car and get a bat, meaning she already had her own protection, and then she's going to try to bait you Jakes to get in there and lose your life to fight some damn Mexican who might try to hit you with a burrito, with poison, and then you pass out and die. Them Jakes, the Israelites, but they got stuff up their sleeve too, man. They got stuff up their sleeve too. Don't think they won't get you. They will. In fact, if they backed in the corner, they're going to do like any other animal. They're going to fight their way out. They're going to claw their way out. And this man will lie there dead. And I guarantee you she won't do a video saying, this man risked his life for me. And then she's going to go on and do the same thing again. So this man probably looked at her and saw that bat and said, hell no, I'm glad I didn't jump out the car. Why would you protect something like that? What the scripture says, live peaceably amongst all men. And these people supposed to be Christian. Why did she just move a goddamn car up? Wasn't that serious? It's a materialistic thing. It wasn't that serious. Yeah. As Eve for you. As Eve. For I have heard a voice as a woman in travail, and the anguish as of her that bringeth forth her first child. The voice of the daughters of Zion that bewaileth herself, spreading her hands, saying, woe is me. Now my soul wearieth because of murderers. Yeah, so who do you really need protection from? You got the court. All you got to do is call the police. They've shot many black men down over domestic violence behind a woman, right? They've locked many black men up, even myself, over situations like that as well. How do you grab a woman's hands, her wrists, from hitting you, and then she got the ring marks around her wrists? Then she called the police, and the police couldn't see, well, wait a minute, these are restraint marks. Nope, lock that Negro up. Because they're taught that. They declared war against men. And what you black women don't realize is when they're using you to bring us down, you get brought down, and this is why this woman is sitting there without protection. That's exactly why that happened. Somebody here says, that wouldn't have happened if my husband was around. See, this woman is not so smart either. Because if I'm with a woman, I'm not going to get... See, the way feminism work, they bound together with each other. It doesn't matter if your husband is at risk. All men are at risk when it comes to feminism. You see that? This woman has so much control, Ray's wife. This woman has so much control where you men really think you're in control when actually the woman is in control. And you men who follow this black conscience crap, who don't hold these women accountable for their behaviors, no wonder they run wild with baseball bats. Did somebody teach them how to be a woman? Let's go to Sirach 26:14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. I'd be damned if my goddamn woman come back and tell me, yeah, I saw this woman get assaulted with leaves. I know if you was there, you'd have stepped out. Even she had a bat too. I'd have been like, okay, let her do her thing then. And if this woman is smart, she would say, hell no, I need my man to protect me. It just seems that all women bound together in feminism, but when it all comes down to it, they don't really care about each other. They only care about each other enough to come against us. So anyway, and there's nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace. How the hell is that shamefaced? With this, I'm trying to keep it clean, this thick woman getting out of a car. What the hell you doing with a metal bat in your car? That's a weapon. She should have been locked up. That's another example how women get away. Now, if my black ass got out the car and bought a baseball bat and started threatening them, they call the police on me, I got an assault charge. So who's the ones that's most protected? Us or the black woman? You know what I'm saying? You are with the serpent. Eve was beguiled by the serpent. As the sun when it riseth in the heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house. As the clear light is upon the holy candlestick, so is the beauty and face of in the ripe age. See that? This woman is an older woman, and look what she's doing. What kind of example is she setting with the young women? This is why the book of Titus, I just thought about that. Let's go to the book of Titus. I think it's the 2nd chapter, I believe. I haven't went into that in a while. It might be the 3rd chapter. It says, the aged woman, Titus 2 and 3, the aged woman, likewise, that she be in behavior and become in holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good things, not carrying bats, metal baseball bats in the car, right? That they may teach the young woman to be sober, to love their husbands, right? Well, we see this didn't happen. If you had a husband, to love their children. And what would a good husband did? A good husband would be like, you know, man, this goddamn demon blowing air. Hey, just move the car out of the way. Why? Why all the contention? Because a woman, especially the black woman, she has zero fear. She doesn't care. We have everything to lose. So I'd be damned if I would jump out of the car and try to approach a bunch of grown-ass men who's doing their job because you got leaves blown on your car because you washed it for 3 hours. Well, damn it won't hurt you to wash it another 3 hours. Exercise always work too. That's all I have on that. Shalom.